So I use fragrance oil when I'm getting dressed, and my ritual is to draw a swastika on my left wrist, um, kind of on both wrists, and then like just on your pulse points. And there's a swastika right there, which is like the main wall to my living room, and it's promoting peace and tolerance. It occurred to me this morning that I should go to an online university to get my undergraduate degree, because the very barriers that I face like, this is so funny because, okay, so I had done my undergrad in sociology. I never finished my degree. But the thing is, like, we talk so, like, this is so fucking crazy because if it's online, you essentially have to live your, sorry. And I'm kind of intentionally playing into a chaos. Like, if your undergraduate degree is online, you can go live your life. You can live a working class life that doesn't serve any notions of privilege. Like, for example, it's not freedom that an online education gives you. It's just like, under circumstance, if it benefits you, you will benefit from it. And what would I study? Union studies. I have always loved labor psychology. I think about concentration camps all the time. The effects that the Holocaust has had on me as a Polish person are tremendous. And like, if I literally just get an undergrad degree in the liberal arts while being blue collar as fuck, there's no excuse for the working class to not have their undergraduate degree. And I want to speak to that. I'm gonna start a series of me struggling to get my undergrad as proof that it's possible for the working class to be educated. There's this huge like dialogue. Oh, it's like, if you're working class, you don't have time to be university educated. It's like, okay, so first of all, you shouldn't be proud to be working like 80 hours and more a week. Like, if you are doing that specifically to pay your bills, you fucked up in your life. You're not a good example of a working class servant. And I talk a lot about like a device like this that like serves a hair salon and like does like the scheduling software for companies so that people have work-life balance, but it legitimately also could be the terminal I use to interface with my university. um, like, the university I'm speaking about has a physical campus, and it's out in the middle of like rural Alberta. Um, and it's totally, and then there's like this totally online education practice that they have. And like, um, let's start a workers' protest. This is what I was doing in my spare time before union studies. And that my previous undergrad was in sociology. this is all like real. This is essentially the exact same thing. It's just a little bit more focused. Um, and like what I'm trying to get out of this is work-life balance. I'm gonna start like I'm going to hair school, but that's not for months. And then I have to go do an apprenticeship, and hair school, like working with hair, it's working with your hands. Like it's a legitimate trade. Um, it it's not paid for by um, like it's not based on government research grants. Like your employment is not based off of government research grants. It's not academic in that way. The university, there's no institution that insulates you. Like your corporate entity definitely isn't insulating you. Um, and so it's like I'm just gonna do construction labor until then, and then to the extent that I'm not employed as an apprentice, I'm just gonna keep doing construction labor, and what's gonna come of it is that like I'm gonna be doing that while getting my undergraduate degree, and this is really like this is essentially field work or like field research as a sociologist into whether or not like anything that I'm talking about is valuable, because I want work-life balance. Like the working class are always like, oh, the educated, they're soft, they've got soft hands, and it's like, I have to be at the university like doing research or teaching so that I can pay my bills. Like I have a job too. And they don't get that. They think like you're just like sitting at a desk not doing labor, but you are. And like the the working rights the worker rights move the worker right whatever the working rights movement requires a mobilized front. So it's like, if you guys want, like if the working class want better working conditions, they have to get it themselves. But if they're just too stupid to do it, if they're not willing to mobilize, like they're just so fucking dumb. They think capitalism serves them. Canada is a democratic socialist nation. I have more faith in my federal government than I do any other level of government and the economy. Do you know how fucked up that is? Literally, the foundation of our society is based off of democratic socialism, and it's the failure of capitalism, where the economy intervenes, that fails me as a citizen. It's not like the government was supposed to protect you from tyranny. It was never designed to be the tyrannical force. And like this is what the Canadian working class, like, and I'm in the fucking heart of it. Like I'm in Edmonton. This is the fucking political capital to the primary provincial entity of the oil and gas industry. And so me studying union studies and then being like, I'm gonna throw down, I'm gonna fucking do construction labor, I'm gonna commit myself to doing blue collar labor as a part of my, like as a part of some like broader research objective, like running this hair salon that's like secretly a private legal research lab, promoting workers' rights, is serious stuff. Like I'm very pro-Jewish. I totally get how anti-Semitism is a misunderstood project under capitalism. At the same time, like capitalism is unnecessary. It is the outcome of Jewish intellectual thought. It's literally a rejection of paganism. Catholicism is a rejection of Judaism. Judaism is a rejection of paganism. Like it's all just like the purpose of a nation state is to legitimize the process of resource extraction. It has nothing to do with economics. So to say I'm socialist, capitalist, um, like that's like this is see immediately like here's that Jewish intellectual bullshit. You have to like you have to define parameters um where it's unnecessary but like is necessary because we collectively are participating in the fucking drama. um it is the private citizen, it is the citizen's right under a democratic socialist nation to own um the resources of the land. um at which point there is no capitalism. It's just democratic socialism. You can participate in a like open set of like policy like outlines that allow you to engage with the world, but fundamentally there has to be like there has to be a nationalized oil and gas sector. There has to be a nationalized manufacturing front. Um, Pretty much everything has to be a workers' co-op. Um, and then whatever's left, just at a surface level, um, you just support exports, or sorry, you support importing or not even importing, but it's like you just practice a bit of like you practice a bit of capitalism. And like all mental illness is a consequence of Jewish intellectualism after um, after or before like hardline actual mental illness, because everything else is socially constructed. And the thing is, it's like you're subservient to the nation state, but your nation state is literally supposed to promote human values. And under capitalism it doesn't. It promotes this like this Jewish intellectualism that's like really fucking, it's really dumb. Like you can, the Jews can have their cake, but they can't also eat it. You can pretend that God exists, but you can't actually force us to believe God exists. But that's what you're doing. Like fuck, just like consumerism as an objective end. Um, my parents are so abusive towards me. I was talking about how neither of my parents um, would like find it funny when they're at my funeral, and my mom had said no, him and I would both be laughing. And like my mom hates my father, but to hear her say that she's willing to laugh with my father at my funeral, like there's no intellectual honesty when relationships break down. And that's what capitalism, like that's what the Jewish people have on lock. They really believe in their ethnic superiority and they want to other people really badly. um, and then when you get othered as a non-Jew, you're like, wait, my society isn't fucking helping me. Yeah, your society is not fucking helping you because the society itself fundamentally isn't functioning correctly. um Taxes are a big thing, right? Like you want to spend as little taxes that make as much of an influence as possible. But the thing is, fundamentally, for their like the very prerequisite for there to be a nation state is that the resources are allocated to your service or for your service. And with that in mind, the nation state operates. But the nation state isn't operating under a socialized energy sector. And if it was, um, the way taxes would be like thought of would be different and way more straightforward.